Welcome back to everyone's favorite podcast. Is this a podcast? With
Yes.
Alexis. I'm your host, and this is Justin Blackburn, guest number 45.
That was number 3.
You're number 2. Justin, how long have you been doing comedy? Just an estimate.
15 years.
15 years. Okay. So Justin, senior comic, also
To you.
to me,
To you.
a life coach. You life coach.
I do life coaching.
You're very spiritual. This podcast is all about people getting invested in our journeys.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of a conversation about comedy, your life. That's what this is.
All right.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Thank you.
Know.
Yeah. I'm blessed to be on here. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. Yeah. So usually my first question is, what's the craziest thing that you've ever seen? Ever. I did give you this question beforehand because Cody said it would be better.
You did.
Yeah. And I listened to my elders. That's what Cody is, an elder. So if you want, you can take it and we'll do that question at the end.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that one at the end.
Okay. So you'll have all.
Oh, yeah, the whole time to be thinking. I'll be doing 2 things at once.
Right. Multitasking is part of comedy.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
You got to think about,
Yeah. So we both, I come from a Baptist Christian family, and doing comedy, and if any of my family wants to comment and rebuttal this, you can, but it feels like this is almost as bad as, running around with a I am the Antichrist shirt sometimes, because
to your family.
To my family.
Yeah.
Because of just their beliefs, and my beliefs are kind of very different. I would say that one of the things that I like about comedy is the radical honesty and the radical just nature to just say whatever you're feeling. And I think a lot of the stuff that I grew up, the religious stuff, was keep it to yourself, don't let it out,
very similar,
pray about it, and and it's just so I'm in the part of my life where I'm trying to figure out how do I be myself but also have a family and connect with my family even if we don't connect on certain things. And so I didn't know if you had any insight or what do you think about having a religious background and then coming into comedy and the clash of those two things?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think it's just being able to kind of address those things from a place of love and care for people.
Yeah,
because people, it's hard to have resistance or hate you when you're coming at them from care.
Right.
When you kind of make the person feel cared for, and then at the same time you don't make it that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, because honestly, it isn't a big deal. I mean, they are feeling like it is a big deal because they're worried about my soul. Yeah. Which is fair, and
totally.
It's
in
nice.
Their minds.
Yeah. It's
they're,
nice.
They're concerned about you.
Yes. And when I put the first podcast out, my mom called me and was like, are you are you okay? You sound really lonely. And
which was her projection.
Yeah. Which I think for the first time I finally don't feel lonely.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that she did call though, because I think we made more leaps and bounds in that 30-minute conversation than we have in the past 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Let's go.
Because
shout out to my mom.
You were being authentic.
Yeah, and she was being authentic.
And she was being authentic.
Yeah. And it was really great. And I think a lot of comedy, we talk about trauma, we talk about all this stuff, but it's it's an exaggerated version on stage.
Yeah.
Like
you're trying to make people laugh.
Right. And it's also like, even if I said whatever, if I said something on stage that like portrayed my mom in a way, it doesn't mean that my mom was actually that way. And I think that
It's like
maybe
an aspect of her. Maybe.
Yeah, or like something that maybe I felt like she was being.
Yeah.
And it's not even like she was being that. She's probably being a good mom. Like, you probably shouldn't let your kids do drugs and like go wherever they want. And she didn't let me do that.
Good job, Mom.
Yeah. I did it in spite of her best efforts, though. You know? So like, she did her best. I just like am better at, doing what I want. But
well, yeah, because that's kind of what we're designed to do.
Yeah.
To be alive. We kind of want to do what we want.
Right.
And parents kind of try to stifle that. And
Right.
that's the fight.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know. I love my mom. Just want to put that out there. Love her.
I love my parents too. I feel like me and my parents have come a long way.
Yeah.
From when I first, like I remember eating mushrooms and reading the Bible.
Yeah.
And realizing that it was all fucking bullshit. And coming home and yelling at my parents, like, you fucking idiots. That's what I said to them. I was like, you guys brainwashed me in the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
I was like, how does this make any fucking sense?
Yeah.
Like, some guy dies on a cross for our sins 2,000 years ago?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I remember my dad's like, we just try to do our best, son.
Yeah.
Because I was like raging out.
Yeah.
So then it's like that remembering, okay, they just try to do their best.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
That's all, I was kind of a nut when I did that. I was kind of crazy.
Right. And also, I think like you were maybe coming from a place of love in that moment.
I wasn't.
So,
I was coming from a place of like
oh fuck,
awakening almost of like, what the fuck have I been doing for? I think it was like 20 at the time. Like, what have I been? And I also saw sort of like, because I do think Christianity does a lot of damage depending on who the
Proctor, I guess, is.
Yeah, exactly. It does a lot of traumatic damage to your psyche for like some people forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like the thing
and I was
for
feeling
me,
that in that moment.
because like I think humans need like religion in quotes, because it's like it's not necessarily religion. It could be like your morals are your religion, or your like football team is. Well,
people need a design.
People need something,
a blueprint to live by, because a lot of people don't. Well, also, we're not taught to trust ourselves. Yeah. We're taught to trust the teacher, the parent, the doctor, the people outside of ourselves. Yeah. So there's like a longing to have someone that can like kind of like dom us. Yeah. Hey, you go do that. I mean, that's an aspect of what a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. Hey, you do this and you do that. Okay, I got you. Right. So we're not really taught how to trust ourselves and live from that place of like free expression. Right. Yeah. So we love our families, and definitely love my dad, love my mom. Do they support your comedy now more, or they don't really come to any of? My dad went to one show one time. I got to open up. Does he ask you about it, or like, not really ever? Yeah. I got to open up for Nate Bargatze. Nice. And he came to the show, and I did well. Nice. And he cried. I felt like he was crying in the parking lot. Like I felt like he was like, have a good night, son. Yeah. I think that's what he did. That's fun. But yeah, he's been to one. My mom's been to a couple. Shout out to, I remember one time she went and saw Cody Hughes. Nice. And she's like, he is very dirty. So she's been to like 3 shows. That's fun. Yeah. Yeah. None of my family has been to any of my shows. Which like, I also don't live near any of them. So it's not like they're doing it on purpose, but. Do you tell your parents your jokes? No, they want to hear them, but I don't tell anyone my jokes if it's not on stage. Oh, really? Like, I mean, unless it's a comic. Like, I'm not telling. Like, if someone comes up to me and asks me to tell them a joke, I'm gonna tell them to go fuck themselves. Really? Because I would tell them a joke. I mean, it depends. If I'm in a mood, maybe I will. But most of the time, I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not a monkey. I was trying. I was really trying to get the Benny joke, the father killing his kid. Mm-hmm. I would do that for my parents, and they were like, "That is horrible. Yeah, don't ever do that again. Yeah, don't do that." And then one time I was doing it for a dad. They kept trying to get him to like it, and he was like, that's just horrible. What you should do is you should have him not die, but go, you shot me, Dad. And then I'd put that in there.
Yeah.
So my dad actually helped me with that
Oh,
joke.
nice. That's
yeah,
funny.
I added that to it.
That's fun. And that's funny. That's a father-son bit, and then father-son constructed it.
Yeah, he gave me a great line.
Yeah. So I have stayed at your house a couple times. You're very nice. You let me stay here. You won't sleep in your bed. And we're talking about it on the podcast. Why do you think that, like, you've washed the sheets?
Yes.
Do you think it's do you need a new mattress? Do you need to just move the room, move
what
the
do you
living
think
room?
about the mattress?
The mattress is good. I just slept on it last night. Slept from, let's see, that's like 8 hours. Slept 8 hours. Good. Didn't wake up, didn't roll. I think I woke up in the same position that I went to sleep in.
All right.
So what do you think it is? Do you think you just need to move your couch into the other room, move the bed in here, and then it's a different room?
So, my ex,
yes,
we shared that room.
Okay.
And we had a different sleep schedule.
Okay.
So she kind of wanted to go to bed earlier.
Uh-huh.
And from my perspective, I'm not saying that this is her. She seemed a little, that's how I took it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying it's true.
Very careful with the wording here.
Yeah. She was very meticulous about her sleep.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
So
sleep is important, guys.
It was very important for her. Yeah. So I would go to a comedy show and she would be
already asleep.
Okay. And I wouldn't want to wake her up. Also, the last year or 6-7 months together, we had this crazy dog who would wake up and kind of he was very protective over her and would if I tried to get in the bed, sometimes kind of try to bite me, right? So I would just say, fuck it, I'm just going to sleep on the couch. And honestly, I think it was a thing that made her feel bad. And I'm sorry to her if she's watching.
Yeah.
But I just got in the habit of just going to the couch.
Yeah.
Because it was and also this couch is very comfortable.
Yeah, it is a good couch. You can't see it. Maybe I'll put a picture in here. I probably won't. I'm not good at editing yet.
Okay, so it's just a nice couch. So I just got in the habit of it, and then once she left me, I was like, oh, cool, I could sleep on the couch. So I've just been sleeping on the couch.
Do you think that because I also love a good couch sleep, and this is you have one of those L couches, so it's like a big long, you can sprawl out. Do you think that everyone should be sleeping on the couch?
Yes, yeah. Actually, that is what I think, and that's why I'm here.
That's actually why I had you on today.
Yes. We
are an anti-bed podcast.
We should get rid of beds.
Safa, do not try to sponsor us. We do not want any mattresses on.
100%. We are all about couch sleep.
Yeah.
How do you
feel like couch sleep has improved your life?
Well, I would say this couch sleep, I don't know. It's a really nice tight fit. It's if I put the cushions up there, there's not much room to.
Right. So it's kind of almost like you're in a
womb. Yes.
A womb.
After my fiance left me and while we were going through the sort of the end of the relationship, I was really wanting to crawl back inside of my mother's vagina.
Right. Into her womb.
And the couch was the best place.
Right.
I tried some other places. I lived under my house. I lived under the house for a little while.
Right.
That was very, very hard to live.
Yeah, lots of bugs under there.
Lots of bugs. Also, in Connecticut, I saw that there's a bear that was trying to hibernate under somebody's house.
Yeah.
There's bears around here, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a hike after this. Maybe we'll see a bear.
Yeah, possibly.
So, you said that you had a fiance. This is also something I wanted to talk about.
Did you ever meet her?
I did not. I did not meet her.
Yeah, you kind of came in as we were.
Yeah, I came in at the end.
Yeah.
I've heard many nice things about her though, so I'm sure she's a good person.
She's a great person.
Yeah. But being a comedian and then figuring out especially because you've been doing it way longer, so you have more of you can be okay, I'm kind of going too hard on comedy right now. I need to refocus and like put myself as a priority, whatever, blah blah blah. But for me, I'm just like I I broke up with Kadir, and I committed myself to comedy.
And you've been doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're one of the most hardworking comedians that I know. In the Greenville, Asheville area.
Well, I try, and I think that like dating a comedian, like the other person that's not a comedian, I don't understand how to like have, because you've dated people that aren't comedians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Gianna, my ex, was not a comedian.
Yeah. So like what do you feel like the worst parts, or like what has been like the worst parts about dating a comedian? Like
Not dating a non-comedian or
no,
a
like
comedian?
as you being a comedian, like
'Cause I have dated
things,
a comedian.
Okay, well you can do both. So like things that like I guess like obstacles that if we weren't comedians wouldn't be there. Like cuz I feel like the reason I had to break up with Kadir was because I didn't have time, like I didn't have any free time to give him. I didn't
Yeah.
like
And I too have heard a lot of great things about Kadir.
Yes.
So much love to Kadir.
Yes, much love to Kadir. He's my roomie from another groomie. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
I don't know.
a good one. Roomie from another groomie.
Yeah. But no, he's a great roommate. We've been keeping the house clean. We're doing a great job. I don't even know if he knows I put out a podcast yet, so
Yeah.
I'll have to tell him to listen to this one for the shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
But so yeah, just like I feel like the worst part about it is just like the comedian like has to put comedy in their forefront or the foreground of their life. And so that unless you just have like immense free time, that doesn't leave much time for like anything else to like grow, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is the most, to be honest, like I've never really dedicated, like I've gone to the open mics, but I've never, this is the most time I've ever dedicated to comedy since we've broken up. So I mean, I still went to mics and did shows.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really thinking about, because I also do poetry. Like my job is life coaching.
Yeah.
So that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then I was doing poetry and writing because like my first love was poetry and like writing. So I did that. So I would say like the most time that I've really spent doing comedy, practicing it, is recently. Like because I'm trying to do that special.
I have that special at the end. Don't worry.
No, so I'm trying to do that. So so that was a but yeah, I you're right. So it's, I mean, it is, you have to find someone who's going to understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going out a lot. Like I'm not saying that I haven't been doing it. Like, and I think that was a thing that was detrimental to our relationship.
Yeah.
In the poetry, because I was out doing a lot of shows.
Right. Well, I guess
and she wanted to go to bed early.
Yeah.
So we didn't maybe have the time.
Yeah. Kadir's also an early sleeper. Like,
yeah.
When we met, like, he went to bed at like 9 and got up at like 5 a.m.
Wow.
Worked out. I really did a number on him. I brought him down to my level for sure. No, but but like he was like insane with it, and I mean, I think that having that, like putting importance on like self-care stuff, like getting sleep, going to bed early, that's just something that's not gonna be in my life for a while. Like I can't prioritize sleep. I have to prioritize how do I get the most out of this week for stand up. And
but you can still find time to find time, and also like from my perspective, and this might go a little off the rails.
Okay, I'm excited.
You can we don't need as much sleep as we think we do. So like you can kind of set your intention. This is the amount of sleep that I want.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a little harder sometimes, like winter, colder, your body needs more warmth. Sleep is more regenerating. But you can also kind of like, how much sleep do I want?
Yeah.
And kind of set that in motion and not,
Yeah. I've also seen things where it's like, like the studies on sleep where if you sleep like just like take like I don't know remember the exact number of hours and stuff, but it was like little hour 2-3 hour long naps and take like just like 3 of those, then you don't need like to sleep all through the night.
Yeah.
Which like I'm reading a book on consciousness.
The Big Magic?
No, it's a different book. I'm reading
it's...
2 books right now. See, Mom, I'm doing fine. I'm reading.
She's amazing.
I'm writing.
Got a
I'm
podcast.
fine. I'm doing a podcast. Everything's fine, Mom.
Yeah.
This podcast is just turning into me talking to my mom through the camera. No, but I think that like, cause also, so you have dated a comedian. So a lot of people think that you shouldn't date comedians. And I think that that's stupid. Yeah, like I think that the only people in my life that I would be interested in having any relationship that I see their naked body would be a comedian, cuz like I don't want to have sex with someone that's going to like ask me how my day was. You know, I'm just so tired of like small talk and just like I just want to know the person and like I don't know. I feel like normal people or just like people that aren't
But I mean, there's also
there's also
really great
yeah,
people that aren't
whatever.
comedians that that you could date that understand things.
I'm sure.
I think it's just finding someone that understands you and
Yeah.
and is able to sort of be okay with that and creatively use that to create a great relationship.
Yeah. Also, I just like I'm still a free bird. You know what I mean? I feel like a free bird.
Yeah, you're free.
Yeah.
But you can still be free in a relationship. But I'm not saying that's...
Yeah. I mean,
that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of like go into the places where you don't feel free and sort of transform the energy.
Yeah. I think that also like, you know, it can get messy, especially with like comedians just because they're so fucking mental.
Well, then and also like then you have to see each other and it's all awkward and or it could be.
Yeah, it could be. It doesn't have to be. You can just cry, you know, until you stop crying. And
then just show up with open mic and do some jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's Mario.
Yeah.
We might have a surprise guest at the end.
Let me see if it is.
All right, take the mic with you.
Take